We are just a week away from NXT TakeOver live on the WWE Network. Tonight in our main event, we'll find out who faces the Ascension for the NXT Tag Team titles at TakeOver. It's the Vaudevillains versus Sin Cara and Kalisto in our #1 Contenders Tournament Finals. And with the fatal four-way matchup for the NXT title set, tonight we will see all 4 participants in TakeOver's main event in singles competition. Neville, Zayn, Breeze, and Kid will all be in action tonight on NXT. Welcome to NXT. 1 week away from NXT TakeOver tonight. Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, Adrian Neville, Tyson Kidd, all 4 competitors in the NXT TakeOver Fatal 4-Way Championship match are in competition here in Orlando.
The following contest is a Divas match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Columbus, Ohio, Alexa Bliss.
We're ready for Divas action here on NXT. Alexa Bliss has surprised a lot of Divas here on NXT, guys.
She is no one to be taken lightly despite her adorable size.
Hey, keep calm, sparkle on, and stay bedazzled.
Well, it's a big opportunity for Alexa Bliss. As we mentioned, we are 1 week away from NXT taking over live here on the WWE Network.
Gonna be a big night.
Tutu off, gloves on.
Not wearing gloves.
And her opponent from the Queen City. She is the NXT Women's Champion, Charlotte.
Well, we learned 2 weeks ago from the COO Triple H that at NXT TakeOver, Charlotte will defend the NXT Women's Championship next week against the #1 contender, Bayley. Now, it was last week on NXT we saw Charlotte get right in the face of Bayley after a victory saying, quote, "Stick to hugs before I destroy you."
Bayley has been able to prove over the course of her career here at NXT that she belongs. She wants to be here, but she has earned everything she gets.
You know what I saw? I saw someone who was disillusioned in Bayley. I saw someone who wished Charlotte good luck, who's looking for a fair fight. What she doesn't realize is that Charlotte doesn't care about fighting fair. All she cares about is winning, and she'll do whatever it takes to get there.
Well, everyone has a different take as they head into the ring.
Well, Byron, the fact of the matter is not only did Bayley become the #1 contender 3 weeks ago, but she stood up to Charlotte last week here on NXT in the middle of the ring. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss the NXT TakeOver pre-show. That'll air 30 minutes before NXT TakeOver goes live from right here at Full Sail. A group of superstar panelists in a star-studded pre-show. Plenty of surprises across a variety of platforms.
Alexa Bliss has been so impressive since she's been here. I mean, in her debut, to be able to get a win over Alicia Fox.
Whoop, up to the top rope, looking to take control here. Whoa!
Former gymnast as
Whoa,
well,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
18
Into
years.
the cover, look at this, hook to the leg and a kick out.
Yeah, Bliss, she's described her life as a fairy tale, but I think Charlotte would be more than happy to be the Wicked Witch.
Oh, man, Alexa Bliss sending Charlotte for a ride.
Alexa's like a sexy Smurf.
Imagine if Charlotte got beat here a week before TakeOver and a huge shot to the midsection.
There went your sexy Smurf.
This is why the NXT Women's Champion Charlotte has impressed so many, not just on NXT, but within the WWE universe.
She's certainly been able to pave her own way. She has so much going for her already, and she's just become her own person, and she's the top diva here at NXT.
Well, Byron, I know you're a big part of the Charlotte fan club, but Renee,
I'm not part of a fan club.
What does Bayley have to do at NXT TakeOver next week to beat Charlotte?
Bayley has to continue doing everything she's done up to this point. She has such a great attitude.
Drop kick into the cover, kick out.
She had moments of, being able to talk to some of the other superstars and get some advice from them. And she's already pinned Charlotte. She's done that once before.
Wait a minute. Charlotte looking for a power bomb here on Alexa Bliss.
Oh.
Look at the sunset flip into the cover on Charlotte and a kick out.
You talk about getting advice, being focused. Look at focus right here. This is all the advice you need from a champion.
Oh, and the cutter from Charlotte to Alexa Bliss. Into the cover, and Charlotte takes down Bliss.
The champ made that look easy.
Here's your winner, the NXT Women's Champion, Charlotte.
That is a young lady who has been built, who has been bred, who has been prepared for championship success. She knows nothing less.
Well, Charlotte almost got caught right here by Alexa Bliss. Take a look at this. Going for the power bomb. Alexa Bliss almost defeated the NXT Women's Champion right there. But this is the resolve of the champion, Charlotte, the daughter of Ric Flair. The cutter there to take out Alexa Bliss. Could this be the sight in 1 week at NXT TakeOver?
Well, it's nice to be able to ride the momentum into NXT TakeOver, but never underestimate Bayley.
Genetically superior, 2 simple words. Charlotte lives it.
Oh boy!
Oh, my girl.
I'd love to see what Bayley's doing out here.
Boy, Bayley showed some tremendous sportsmanship last week. Is really looking forward to her championship opportunity. Looking to get in the face of Charlotte here tonight.
You should probably come in and wish her good luck.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Charlotte, you refused to shake my hand last week. But I've earned this opportunity. I beat your former BFF, Sasha Banks, twice. It's time that you start taking me seriously. Because at NXT TakeOver, I am seriously taking your title.
Whew.
Oh, man.
Come on! Don't laugh at that!
Whoop. Bayley! Bayley to Bayley! The hugplex from Bayley to the NXT Women's Champion!
Perhaps some foreshadowing to next week at NXT TakeOver.
Yeah, I'm actually glad Bayley just did that.
Can you imagine if next week live on the WWE Network, Bayley versus Charlotte? What if Bayley knocks off Charlotte? Well, earlier today, we caught up with Tyler Breeze, who was asked specifically why anyone should believe that Breeze would win the NXT Championship at TakeOver.
Why should anyone believe that Tyler Breeze is going to be the new NXT champion? I think it's fairly simple. Look at Sami Zayn. How well did he do at TakeOver? Not very well. Look at Adrian Neville. Look at Tyson Kidd. Do they look like this? No, they don't. They're not Prince Pretty. They're not the king of Cuteville. They're not the definition of delish. They are not the most super good-looking piece of gorgeousness that you are ever going to see. And you want to sit here and ask me why you should believe that I'm going to win? Let me think about it. Maybe because I'm better looking than every single person in every single room that I've ever walked into in my entire life. Maybe that's why. Or maybe it's the fact that every time I step in the ring, I get the job done. Maybe that's one for you. Take your pick.
Well, Breeze seems very confident heading into TakeOver next week. Could the model superstar walk out of the Fatal 4-Way as NXT champion? We'll find out next week. But up next, Tyler Breeze is in action here on NXT.
It is time once again for NXT to take over.
Next Thursday, in an epic live 2-hour special event featuring 3 championship matches, including for the first time ever, a fatal 4-way for the NXT Championship.
History will be made once again.
Plus, the debut of international superstar Kenta. NXT TakeOver, live next Thursday, exclusively on WWE Network.
Please welcome my guest at this time, Sin Cara and Kalisto.
Whoa, hey, Devin, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Muy bien.
Gentlemen, tonight you have the opportunity to be the #1 contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championship if you beat the Vaudevillains. How do you feel?
Bueno, mira, sabemos que tenemos una gran prueba esta noche. No es fácil, y más que nada porque tenemos muy poco luchando como pareja. Pero tenemos toda la determinación del mundo para hacer grandes cosas aquí en NXT.
Well, my friend's saying we have a great challenge in front of us. Even though we've been teaming for a short period of time, we're that confident to beat any tag team here in NXT.
If you beat the Vaudevillains, you face a really tough opponent, the Ascension. How do you feel about that?
Mira, la Ascensión es un equipo muy duro, lo sabemos, pero también nosotros. Tenemos todas las capacidades, la velocidad, el corazón, la determinación para ser campeones de NXT.
Well, my friend's saying even though the Ascension is a strong tag team, we are also a strong tag team. We're skillful, and we have that determination to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions.
Muchas gracias y buena suerte.
Muchas gracias a ti. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We look forward to the challenge.
Wait,
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from London, Ontario, Canada, weighing 220 pounds, Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger ready for action, but how about what we saw backstage just a few moments ago? Sin Cara and Kalisto gearing up for our main event tonight, saying, quote, they look forward to any challenge as they will take on the Vaudevillains with an opportunity to become the #1 contenders to the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Ascension.
That opportunity's so close they can taste it.
Is it my eyes?
And his opponent in his seasonal residence in Santorini, Greece, weighing 205 pounds, Tyler Breeze.
1 week from tonight, Tyler Breeze will be involved in a fatal 4-way for the NXT Championship. Adrian Neville will defend against Tyler Breeze, Tyson Kidd, and Sami Zayn. And we heard from Tyler Breeze before the commercial break. Tyler Breeze sounds very, very confident heading into NXT TakeOver next week.
When is Tyler Breeze not confident?
Hey, remember, this is the man who held a trump card for 3 months. Whenever he wanted to demand a shot at the NXT Championship, it was stolen from him once, but 1 week from tonight, he's gonna make sure he doesn't lose that chance again.
Stolen from him? You think it was stolen from him?
Did I stutter?
I just think that's a bold statement, Byron.
Well, guys, we are going to hear from and see all 4 competitors in the fatal 4-way match for the NXT Championship in action here tonight. Still to come, we'll also see Tyson Kidd, Sami Zayn, and the NXT Champion, Adrian Neville, in action.
Of course, that fatal 4-way doesn't favor Adrian Neville because he actually doesn't have to be pinned or submit to lose the championship.
So here we go, Tyler Breeze against Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger normally in tag team competition with Jason Jordan. Ty played several seasons of semi-professional hockey in Canada.
Who hasn't in Canada?
And the stark contrast of the male model, Tyler Breeze.
He's a real man. I mean, I've been able to spend a bit of time talking to him. He's very charming, very smart, very charismatic. It's actually nice to see him in singles action.
You know what would be nice to see?
What?
Tyler Breeze win that fatal 4-way and become NXT champion.
There we go.
You think he'd look good as a champ?
Ty Dillinger, taking down Tyler Breeze.
No, Renee, he'd look gorgeous.
Ty Dillinger at one point was in the #1 contenders tag team title tournament with Jason Jordan. Has seen himself in the title hunt before here on NXT. Tyler Breeze could be in some trouble here before NXT TakeOver.
Well, Tyler Breeze, of course, still believes that he is
the cover,
number
hook
one
to the
contender.
leg and a kick out.
This is always a risky venture. When you're competing just 1 week out from a huge matchup like Tyler Breeze is in at TakeOver, look, it's either a momentum builder or it can derail your confidence.
So this match could potentially be a better showing for Ty Dillinger. He has nothing to lose in this.
Look at Breeze. That's the intensity. That's the aggression that separates Tyler Breeze from the rest.
So, Byron, what is Tyler Breeze going to have to do within the confines of a fatal four-way against such fantastic competitors like Kidd, Neville, and Zayn to come out as the NXT champion?
Just be smart. Tyler Breeze waited and bided his time. The first time he got a shot, he's got to wait and bide his time.
Cover here on Dillinger and a kick out at 1.
He's got to wait and bide his time again with 3 other competitors in that match and strike when the moment is right.
Now, we've seen many competitors be able to do that. I mean, The Miz did it in the Battle Royal to become the Intercontinental Champion. He bided his time, and look where that got him.
And Tyler Breeze has said time and time again that the NXT Championship, quote, belongs around his waist, and he wants to start the era of gorgeous.
I think that'd be fun, personally.
I mean, maybe it might not be a bad thing to reign. Nobody, you can always make people look nice. It helps. I don't know if he has some fashion and beauty tips,
Ty
potentially.
Dillinger, oh man, into the corner, spine first goes Breeze. Tyler Breeze definitely wants to build momentum heading into NXT TakeOver next week, live right here from Full Sail.
And I guarantee you there's eyes glued on this match from Neville, Kidd, and Zayn, looking for any weakness from Breeze.
Dillinger looking for an opening. Oh, and the beauty shot from out of nowhere by Tyler Breeze. Here's the cover from Breeze. Wait a minute. Breeze taking his time, now shoulders down, and Breeze takes out Dillinger.
That's what you do call a momentum builder.
I'm happy for him. You're right. He is going to need that heading into TakeOver, and this is just going to add more fuel to the fire for that fatal four-way.
There's a reason why Tyler Breeze was once the #1 contender, why he achieved that status the last time NXT took over in May. Tyler Breeze has all the makings of the future NXT champion. Can he overcome a fatal four-way in 1 week at NXT TakeOver? Well, we heard from Tyler Breeze earlier on tonight. Right now, take a listen to what Tyson Kidd had to say when he was asked about his opponents at TakeOver in a fatal four-way.
NXT TakeOver is a fatal four-way for the NXT Championship. There's 4 individuals. One individual is the greatest high flyer in the history of this industry, something that he developed while competing in the UK. One individual in this match has the most heart and is a great innovator in that ring, something that he honed while in Japan. One individual in this match, some say is arrogant, self-absorbed, cocky, but he looks like $1 million and he can get away with it. One individual in this match is hungry, determined, cold, callous, ruthless, and it's probably the most dangerous human walking the planet, something that he learned while in the dungeon. And then there's Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, and Tyler Breeze. They're in the match too. That's how I feel about my opponents at TakeOver.
Tyson Kidd certainly seems ready for the fatal four-way, but before TakeOver, Kidd's got a tough test tonight. Tyson reignites an old rivalry with the party animal Adam Rose here on the WWE Network. Kidd versus Rose is next.
It is time once again for NXT to take over.
Next Thursday, in an epic live 2-hour special event, it's the debut of international superstar Kenta. NXT TakeOver, live next Thursday on WWE Network.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, earlier this week, NXT received this video from Enzo Amore with explicit instructions to post it immediately. The question is, what does this mean for Sylvester Lefort and his hair versus hair match against Enzo at NXT TakeOver?
Is that thing on?
Yeah, it's on.
We're here at Hair. Whatever. We got people on the inside. Carmella, and she got that Victoria's Secret weapon.
Hair removal cream.
For that sweet boy, Sylvester Liffoot.
Hey, Enzo, is that the same type of cream your mother uses on her back?
Yeah, your mother got a mustache like Ron Burgundy. Has a tough time drinking milk.
Yeah, your mom looks like a Sasquatch.
What's a Sasquatch? Stop talking
You know,
about
like
my
Bigfoot.
mother. Oh me, oh my, sweet potato pie. Carmella, mwah. Let me smell you.
Always with the hair. Stop.
That's
how you do it.
How you
Oh,
doing?
hello. Up here.
Sorry.
How old are you?
So in a rush, we need the creme.
The hair removal cream.
Hair removal.
Oh, yeah, I've been mixing that stuff up for you all morning. What do you need a whole bucket of it?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Fair enough.
All right, strut your stuff, girl.
Never saw Ramiro riding like.
Yeah, horseshoe like Seabiscuit. Yeah. She's back.
Oh my god, you guys are so pathetic. Listen, be very careful with this. It is so strong, alright?
Carmella!
Who
Can
is
you take
this?
care of Fifi for me, please?
Sweet boy.
I'm going into the next room to get a wax.
Yeah, wax this idiot.
Something these two Neanderthals clearly know nothing about.
Oh, you know what? Back up. You got that camera rolling?
Yeah, I got it.
It could have been one of those moments,
I know, you
one of
tell
them
him,
world
Enzo.
star beatdowns
Yeah, you
where
tell
you
him,
lose the
Enzo.
shoe.
Yeah, you tell him, Enzo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Enzo, you should try some of that cream on your chest, see if it works.
Why don't you try it on your chest?
I don't have any chest hair.
Well, why don't you try it on your head?
Yeah, how about I just give me some of your chest?
No,
give me the bucket.
Get out of here.
Give me the bucket. Give me the bucket.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, oh.
You freaking idiot!
Grab the phone. Make sure it ain't broken. Carmella, calm down. I'm sorry, man.
We're sorry, Carmel. We didn't mean it. We didn't mean it.
What?
It's.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Holy jeez, it works.
Yo, come on, listen, I love you. I'm sorry
we
you're
gotta
gonna
get
get
out of
fired.
here.
We're gonna-
Sorry,
Take it easy.
Carmel. We're out of here. I'm sorry, Carmel.
Oh my God, that stuff really works, but the poor dog.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing 195 pounds, Tyson Kidd.
Tyson Kidd challenged for the NXT Championship at the last NXT TakeOver back in May, and now has another opportunity. He'd really be thanking Adrian Neville for this fatal four-way next week right here on NXT.
Look, you don't need to thank anybody. All he needs to do is look ahead. Look ahead, that word floating over the NXT arena. You know what that word is? Redemption. And Tyson Kidd is 1 week away from achieving redemption.
I don't like to agree with Byron very often, but I don't think Tyson Kidd will ever thank anybody for anything.
He tends to blame his wife Natalia for a lot of his shortcomings.
I would never. Here we go. Rosebud's in the house.
Aha, yeah. How come nobody dances but me when they come out?
Because
you dance enough
so
for all of
weird,
us.
no one wants to dance with you.
You dance like Carlton Banks. It's terrible.
You got nothing on me.
The Exotic Express is back at Full Sail University.
And his opponent from the Noshike Islands, weighing 220 pounds, Adam Rose.
Carlton Banks. Oh my gosh. Adam Rose and Tyson Kidd have had an interesting rivalry over the last few weeks. Rose actually defeated Tyson Kidd over a month ago in the main event here of NXT, and then got a win against Tyson in tag team action. Frankly, he's been a thorn in the side of Tyson Kidd. No pun intended.
I do remember that slight issue when Adam Rose offered a lollipop to Natalia, Tyson's wife. Not a smart thing to do in front of Natalia's husband.
Tyson Kidd really could not focus in the matchup against Adam Rose. As a result, blamed the situation on Natalia. Is that fair, Renee?
Absolutely, that's not fair. It's crazy. Natalia's always been here to support him. She supported him since day one. They've been together for over a decade. She stood by him through
Okay,
everything.
armchair quarterback, since when are you a marriage counselor?
Since I sat down and did an interview with them, and I spent a lot of time around Natalia. I know a lot more about the relationship than you do.
Because I stay out of something that's not my business. That's the bottom line.
I don't have that kind of integrity.
So here we go, Tyson Kidd to go one-on-one with Adam Rose. The fact of the matter is, and Tyson Kidd loves facts, Coming up 1 week from tonight on NXT TakeOver, live right here on the WWE Network, Tyson Kidd will face Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn, and Tyler Breeze in a fatal four-way for the NXT Championship. And guys, don't forget, the NXT TakeOver pre-show will be available on a variety of platforms 30 minutes before NXT TakeOver goes live with a group of superstar panelists and plenty of surprises. Well, Byron, the buzzword that you hit was redemption. It was going into the last NXT TakeOver, the Tyson Kidd quote. If I walk out of this NXT champion, that's how I'll be remembered. If not, I'll be remembered as Natty's husband. It's second life for Tyson Kidd.
Tyson Kidd carries old school values as a provider, as a leader in his household, his marriage, his career. And to accomplish those goals, you have to reach the top of your profession. And part of that is becoming NXT champion.
Into the chest goes Adam Rose, starting to take control here against the former WWE Tag Team Champion, Tyson Kidd. Off the elbow drop, here's the cover, hook to the leg, and Tyson Kidd kicks out.
Tell you what, maybe party time all the time for Rose, but when it's time to fight, Rose is all in.
Oh! Rose now again into the cover, hook to the leg, and a kick out at one. We saw Tyler Breeze in action earlier on tonight. Still to come, we'll see Sami Zayn and the NXT champion Adrian Neville in competition. Look at this, Tyson Kidd, a shot off the temple.
Ooh, he fell down there.
That's what happens. What do you expect?
Maybe he's just trying to give the
stand
floor
up?
a hug.
Tyson Kidd, oh man, a big shot to Adam Rose's head. It's become very personal between these two over the last few months. Oh, neck breaker from Tyson Kidd, rolls into the cover. Adam Rose at it too.
Well, it's a real interesting case study. We saw Tyler Breeze, as you mentioned, Tom, earlier, and now you're seeing Tyson Kidd. And the similarity between both superstars is that look in their eyes, that fire.
The cover, hook to the leg, Adam Rose near fall.
That fire, that focus, because they know it's the calm before the storm.
Well, you say focus, Renee. Focus has been a real big issue for Tyson Kidd, one of the most talented performers we have here on NXT. Can he focus in a fatal four-way?
Like he said to me before, he's been in his own head, and all he's been doing is fighting battles internally, and has been getting the best of him.
And Byron, there's nothing more dangerous than a desperate man like Tyson Kidd. Oh!
I don't call it desperate.
Suplex, here's the cover, hook to the leg, and a kick out.
I call Tyson Kidd a world-class athlete who's taken calculated risks. He's dealt with adversity and he's channeled it. He's channeled that adversity towards being more aggressive, towards being more abrasive, more braggadocious.
We've also seen him lashing out. We had him sitting down here with us only a couple weeks ago and going up and getting involved in a match that he had no business being a part of.
If you believe you belong in the spotlight, you do whatever it takes to stay there.
There's rules here.
Now Adam Rose trying to create a little separation against Tyson Kidd. Look at this, big elbows to the side of Tyson Kidd's head. Adam Rose, this is his more aggressive side, guys.
I like when Adam Rose brings us out.
Makes the party a lot more fun. Oh!
Less lemons, more lemon drops. Let's go.
Fact of the matter is, all of the opponents of Adam Rose have really struggled to figure out the party animal.
We talked about the risk factor of taking a match of this caliber so close to TakeOver. This could be a foil in the plans of Tyson Kidd.
Off the spine buster. Oh, looking to attack into the corner. What a drop kick to the left knee of Rose. And now Tyson Kidd, oh man, going right after the knee.
Yet you can't discredit the resourcefulness.
Look at this, looking for the Hart family sharpshooter. Tyson Kidd, the last product of the Hart Dungeon, hand in the face. And now the sharpshooter's locked in the middle of the ring. Adam Rose is in trouble. Adam Rose in a terrible position. Tyson Kidd sitting down on the spine of Rose. Adam Rose trying to crawl his way to the bottom rope to tap out of it. No, to break free. And still back into the middle of the ring. Tyson Kidd's in control. Adam Rose has to tap.
Here's your winner by submission, Tyson Kidd.
And Renee, you touched on it. The NXT champion Adrian Neville does not have to be pinned or submitted in the Fatal 4-Way next week at NXT TakeOver to lose the championship. Tyson Kidd could get any superstar to tap out to the sharpshooter and become NXT champion.
It's a great position for Tyson Kidd, especially given those circumstances.
You question the focus of this man?
No. Nobody is questioning the focus of Tyson Kidd. The question is, can Tyson redeem himself at NXT TakeOver like he has said and become NXT champion?
the advantage to being a challenger in this sort of fatal four-way match is that you don't have to pin the champion. Now, I'll win. I'll pin anyone if the opportunity's there and it's a chance to win. But I'd be lying if I said it wouldn't be an extra little cherry on top to pin Neville. He's the champion. I don't want there to be any excuses. I don't want there to be any doubt. I want to beat the best man in the ring, and the best man in the ring is the champion. That just so happens to be Adrian Neville, my friend. But he's the guy I'd like to beat.
Sami Zayn has his sights set on TakeOver. Will Sami's obsession finally become a reality next week? Will we see Zayn as the next NXT champion? Coming up next, the sensational Sami Zayn is in action right here on NXT.
I'm gonna rip John Cena limb from limb, and it's gonna be ugly, people.
Brock Lesnar impose his will. Eat, sleep, conquer, John Cena. Lesnar has won the WWE World Title.
But I will not lay down. I will fight. He's gonna have to beat every last breath out of this body. I am going to beat Brock Lesnar.
WWE Night of Champions pay-per-view event is presented by Diet Doom, Sunday, September 21st, live on WWE Network.
Please welcome my guests at this time, the Vaudevillains. Boys, tonight you will face Sin Cara and Kalisto for the chance to become the NXT Tag Team Champions.
A chance? A chance, my dear? No. Tonight, we prove that we are cut above Sin Cara and Kalisto and any other tag team in NXT or WWE. Take me, for instance. I'm a man of artistic caliber and sophistication as well as a physical specimen. And then there's my partner, Simon Gotch, the strongest strongman in all of WWE. Where some men climb mountains, Simon Gotch is the only man on earth who can actually move them. And so we take tonight to prove, once again, that we are superior.
Okay, thank you, Aiden. Simon, any thoughts on that?
Excelsior!
Welcome back to NXT.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing 196 pounds, Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn with a huge opportunity 1 week away from tonight at NXT TakeOver. One of the 4 superstars that will compete for the NXT Championship in a fatal four-way.
And we know Sami has a propensity to be obsessed. Well, I guarantee you his new obsession is the NXT Championship, and he is thinking about it every waking moment of his life.
No doubt, all 4 of those superstars right now are looking for that championship. Of course, Adrian Neville looking to hold on to the NXT Championship, but him and Sami Zayn, of course, have so much history between them.
Well, earlier tonight, we saw Tyson Kidd in action. We heard from Tyson Kidd. We also saw Tyler Breeze. We heard how confident Tyler Breeze is. Which of these 3 superstars could knock off Adrian Neville come NXT TakeOver?
It's an exciting time, and we're just 1 week away from getting the answer.
Can't wait.
And his opponent, accompanied to the ring by Sylvester Lefort from Bordeaux, France, weighing 101 kilo, Marcus Louis.
So Marcus Louis ready to go one-on-one with Sami Zayn. However, Sylvester Lefort made it very personal 2 weeks ago with Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy as Sylvester Lefort shaved the beard of Enzo Amore after a match.
For a man who clearly knows a lot and has to manscape a lot on his own terms, very bold move to attack another man's facial hair.
And it was 2 weeks ago that Enzo Amore officially sent out a hair versus hair match challenge.
I love it.
To Sylvester Lefort. We will see that match 1 week from tonight at NXT TakeOver.
I've never seen a hair versus hair match that I didn't like.
There's been some good ones.
There's been some great ones. Trumpet Man, come on. We saw Hornswoggle lose his hair.
Hornswoggle Torito at Payback. That was fantastic.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
So Marcus Louis looking to take control here against Sami Zayn, and Marcus Louis, a former prison riot guard.
That's terrifying.
And a prison control officer, and has cited the most recent World Cup as a reason why French athletes are the most elite athletes on the planet.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Byron, normally you chime in on this kind of stuff.
I'm more focused on Sami Zayn right now. I'm more focused on the fact that Sami Zayn's got so much pressure on his shoulders now because Tyler Breeze has been impressive, Tyson Kidd has been impressive, now Sami's got to follow suit.
The thing with Sami Zayn, though, is that he's cool when he has to be cool. He gets fired up when he has to get fired up. He's able to channel whichever energy he needs.
Don't worry, Tom. I can do everybody's job.
Thank you. Use the hashtag WWE NXT to get involved here on social media. We saw last week the new general manager of NXT, Mr. William Regal, our once esteemed broadcast partner, making the fatal four-way for TakeOver. Here's the cover, hook to the leg, Zayn kicked out.
First of all, I'm very happy that William Regal is the GM here at NXT. I have a very good working relationship with Mr. Regal, and I'm excited to see what he does
What's that
here.
supposed to mean?
It means that he likes me better than you.
She's probably going to get paid more than you.
Yes, I have a raise in my future.
I thought we were all friends
Well,
here.
guys, it was last week we saw how Sami Zayn came down to the ring and saw all of the superstars, Tyler Breeze, Tyson Kidd, throwing their hat in the ring to face Adrian Neville, and it was Sami Zayn who came down and said, quote, I'm way more deserving than all these other superstars, and not a lot of people have argued with him.
I don't think anybody could. I mean, just the way that the NXT universe alone reacts to Sami Zayn versus the way that the superstars react to Sami Zayn, he's deserving of everything that he gets. He works so hard.
Well, Sami Zayn in a tough spot here right now against Marcus Louis of the Legionnaires. Marcus Louis looking very impressive.
He always does. Those guys are very smooth talkers, him and Sylvester Lefort.
You know, Marcus is smug, he's cocky, but you need an edge to be successful. And again, I go back to the pressure situation on Sami Zayn. What would it do to Sami Zayn? What would it do to the confidence if Marcus Louis were able to pull off what many would call an upset?
Look at this. Sami Zayn looked like he was getting worn down there for a second, but trying to get back into this match here against Marcus Louis. Sami Zayn, known for his resilience. How about Zayn versus Cesaro at NXT Arrival? Zayn versus Tyler Breeze for then the #1 contender spot at the last NXT TakeOver.
He's had amazing showings. One of the best matches in the history here at NXT.
Known for his hearts and his guts, Sami Zayn. Drop kick takes down Marcus Louis, and now Sami Zayn starting to feel it.
There's that fire.
Oh, face first goes Louis, and look at this. Koji clutch locked in, and Marcus Louis taps out.
I should probably be more biased, but I mean, Sami Zayn needed that victory heading into TakeOver.
By submission, Sami Zayn.
Well, now it's full speed ahead. All the focus of Sami Zayn now turns to TakeOver in the NXT Championship.
Let's take a look back at the conclusion of this match here. Sami Zayn, look at this. Face first goes Marcus Louis, and then seamlessly into the Koji clutch. Winning by submission is Sami Zayn. That could be the picture next week at NXT TakeOver that could guarantee Sami Zayn the NXT title.
That's an experienced man with all weapons in his artillery.
And Byron, how about what we saw last week after the main event? Sami Zayn cleaned house, not just Tyson Kidd and Tyler Breeze, but also Adrian Neville.
It could be Sami Zayn's time.
Oh, look at this! Colin Cassidy and Enzo Amore.
Oh, payback potentially.
What is in that bucket? What is that? I don't know. What is that? Is that shaving cream? Look at this. Sylvester Lefort before the hair versus hair match next week. This could be it for Lefort. And Sylvester Lefort manages to get away.
You're going in! Make your appointment at Bosley now!
Enzo versus Lefort next week. Hair versus hair. Last week, Adrian Neville requested of William Regal if he could defend the NXT title against not one, not two, but 3 superstars next week in a fatal 4-way.
Well, you know, the obvious disadvantage with the fatal 4-way is that I don't have to be pinned to lose my championship. And that's a fact. And it's a risk. It is a risk, but I chose this match, and I chose it for a reason. You know, if you haven't noticed, I like to take risks. And all 3 of these guys I've beaten individually. Now all I've got to do is beat them at the same time. And come September the 11th, it's a challenge that I'm more than ready for, and it's certainly a challenge that I look forward to.
Well, Neville asked for a challenge, and he'll get one next week at TakeOver. We've seen Adrian's 3 challengers already tonight. Up next, the NXT champion goes one-on-one with the Eco Warrior CJ Parker 1 week before his title defense in a fatal 4-way. Neville is up next.
For the first time on home video, the definitive countdown of WCW's biggest OMG moments. The good.
Oh my God! Hogan betrayed WCW! New Heavyweight Champion World!
The bad.
Oh dear. David Arquette won the world title!
Oh. And the absolutely...
Here comes RoboCop!
brutal.
Did we do that?
They are the moments you'll never forget. And some you wish you could. OMG, the top 50 incidents in WCW history on DVD, Blu-ray, and digital download.
It is time, once again, for NXT to take over.
Next Thursday, in an epic live 2-hour special event featuring 3 championship matches, including for the first time ever, a fatal 4-way for the NXT championship.
History will be made once again.
Plus, the debut of international superstar Kenta. NXT TakeOver, live next Thursday, exclusively on WWE Network.
We are back here on the WWE Network. This is NXT.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first from Joliet, Illinois, weighing 227 pounds, CJ Parker.
So CJ Parker looking for a big victory here tonight on NXT. Byron, you're always a tremendous supporter of CJ Parker. What's the latest in the Eco Warriors fight to save the planet?
Earlier today, he was picking up trash around Full Sail University. The most socially aware superstar I have ever had the pleasure of breathing the same air with.
You know what's funny though is that last week I actually saw him fueling up his car with regular fuel at Sheetz.
Don't spread ugly rumors.
I'm not. I saw it with my own eyes. This is no hearsay.
Maybe you need Lasix.
That might be true.
CJ Parker, very outspoken, fossil.
There you go. Don't be a fossil fool.
A lot of people in the NXT universe speculate whether or not CJ Parker does more harm than good.
And his opponent from Newcastle, England, weighing 194 pounds, he is the NXT champion, Adrian Neville.
Last week, Adrian Neville requested of William Regal to face not 1, not 2, not 3 competitors, but a fatal 4-way next week live right here on the WWE Network.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that because by requesting 3 of the premier superstars in NXT in one match, Adrian Neville might have signed the contract to his own demise.
Look, Adrian Neville, it's one thing to be the champ, it's another one to continually fight for that. And he hasn't plateaued. He gets better and better with every single match. He wants a competition.
Yeah, but continued success can also create continued complacency.
Adrian Neville has said since day one that he wants to be a fighting champion, and last week asking of William Regal to face Kidd, Zayn, and Breeze in a fatal four-way. And the dangerous part, Renee, we've spoken about it all night, is that Adrian Neville doesn't even have to be involved in the pinfall or the decision whatsoever to lose the championship.
He has everything to lose that night, and to have the odds stacked against him, normally it's just singles competition.
CJ Parker gets caught in the corner. Neville off the top rope. Whoa! CJP comes up empty and taken down by Neville.
You gotta remember, Neville's got a 25% chance of winning this match. There is no championships advantage in Neville's corner.
Whoa.
Yet he asked for this. He wanted the disadvantage.
I mean, there's nothing I can really say to help him out with that. It seems like a very ridiculous decision to make, but he made his bet.
And folks, a star-studded superstar panel coming up at the NXT TakeOver pre-show. It'll be available on a variety of networks. That'll be 30 minutes before NXT TakeOver goes live on the WWE Network. Now CJ Parker looking for the victory off of that kick. Neville kicked out.
And the beauty is, the bigger your match you win, the bigger the challenge around the corner.
That's exactly what he has coming up.
Let's take one more look at that kick from CJ Parker, connecting right on the jaw of Adrian Neville.
And look at this look. Don't take away the opportunity this is for CJ Parker. You knock down Adrian Neville, that's one step closer for CJ Parker to spread his message.
That one caught him flush. Now Adrian Neville's back in control. Oh man, side slam, here's the cover. Parker looking to put away Neville. What a win this would be for CJ Parker.
I sometimes question this message that CJ Parker's sending. It seems to me like he just wants to ride out the glory. He's like a guy that goes and picks up a puppy to go pick up chicks. It's the same method.
Nothing wrong with that.
Off the top rope, CJ Parker. Oh, coming up empty on the splash. And the NXT champion getting out of the way.
Reason why they call it high risk.
The champion measuring CJ Parker. Oh, and another shot to the midsection. Oh, drop kick takes down Parker.
I heard just watching.
Neville has headlined every NXT live special. NXT Arrival, NXT TakeOver against Tyson Kidd, and he'll do it again 1 week from tonight as NXT takes over the WWE Network.
Adrian Neville has proved this is his house.
Off the uppercut, now Neville going to the second rope, and this is where he's at his best. Off the top rope. The missile drop kick setting up Adrian Neville. CJ Parker in a bad position.
He wants to put this away quick.
Could this be the scene 1 week from tonight at NXT TakeOver? The champ looking for the red arrow connecting. The cover on Parker. Adrian Neville looking good.
Here's your winner, the NXT champion, Adrian Neville.
You know what this means? It means things just got really interesting. 4 premier superstars at the top of their game.
Let's take a look back at this, the finishing moments of this match. Look at this, the red arrow takes out CJ Parker. Well, if Adrian Neville can connect with that at TakeOver, it could be another successful night for the NXT champion.
There's no doubt, Sami Zayn's watching, Tyler Breeze is watching, Tyson Kidd is watching, and Adrian Neville is ready.
Zayn, Breeze, Kidd, and Neville next week live on the WWE Network in a fatal 4-way for the NXT Championship. Could be the new biggest match in NXT
Well, after
history.
what we just saw, each competitor is bringing their A game, and any one of them could walk away as the new NXT champion.
It's a can't-miss match. At the end of the night, it's a can't-miss match at TakeOver.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next to our main event, we'll see Sin Cara and Kalisto in tag team action against the Vaudevillains to determine the #1 contender to the NXT Tag Team Champions, The Ascension.
Introducing first at a combined weight of 370 pounds, Kalisto and Sin Cara.
Well, guys, it's been a fantastic tournament so far. In round one, Sin Cara and Kalisto defeated Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy, and then it was 2 weeks ago they defeated the team of Sami Zayn and Adam Rose to advance here to the finals of the #1 Contenders tournament.
It's been a tournament of desire. How much do you desire to be the best? How far are you willing to go? These two men have one more match to prove it.
They have all cylinders in motion, have been nothing but fantastically impressive since they've joined forces.
A lot of people in the NXT universe have picked Sin Cara and Kalisto as possible heirs to the throne of the NXT Tag Team titles.
Well, we're going to find out just a little bit if they're right.
Got a big match ahead of them if they were to face the Ascension.
Debonair devastation of such exquisite sophistication. And in English, Simon Gotch, the Vaudevillains.
Well, Simon Gotch and Aiden English defeated the combustible duo of Mojo Rawley and Bull Dempsey in round one. Meanwhile, then defeating Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy 2 weeks ago in round two. And this should be a really interesting matchup here, Fire. The old-fashioned grit of the Vaudevillains and the high-flying luchador style of Sin Cara and Kalisto.
I'm really trying to digest the possibility that Simon Gotch and Aiden English could actually be your next tag team champions.
I think they would look fantastic as a tag team champions. They're entertaining. They are all about their gentleman duels. I want to see all of it.
I think our new NXT general manager, William Regal, would be absolutely giddy if these two became the NXT Tag Team
What a
champions.
pairing. I love it. Men after my own heart.
You calling our new GM biased?
No, I'm just saying I'm sure he has an appreciation.
So we're ready to go here. Sin Cara and Kalisto. Kalisto to start things off against Aiden English for the Vaudevillains. This is the conclusion of the NXT Tag Team Championships #1 Contenders Tournament. Started a matter of weeks ago, and it's been some fantastic action all throughout, but here we go in the finals. The winner will go on 1 week from tonight at NXT TakeOver to challenge the Ascension.
I can't imagine the time you got to spend to prepare for a Kalisto or a Sin Cara.
Shoulders down and a kick out.
I mean, you don't know what he's going to bring to the table. You don't know if he's happy or sad or what his emotions are. I mean, there's so much unexpected. You just go in there and got to hope for the best.
Especially when you're two men who you work out in the gym by lifting tires and just regular general man workouts as opposed to
squat thrust.
What do you know about man workouts?
I don't know anything about it,
Triangular
evidently.
weights. The Vaudevillains trying to regroup here. A little bit of strategy in the corner there. Simon Gotch, the strong man. Aiden English currently in the ring against Kalisto. Aiden English, a dramaturg of sorts.
Much different preparation. Quite the thespian.
Meanwhile, Kalisto teaming up with Sin Cara. Sin Cara, the veteran of Raw and SmackDown. Byron, what kind of tricks do you think Sin Cara's taught Kalisto?
Clearly an unlimited amount, because every time we see them, we see something new.
Whoop, shoulders down on Kalisto, not even a 1 count.
Close. That was close.
You look at two teams right now who are looking not to make a mistake, because you know what the slightest misstep, the slightest mistake could cost you big.
That back and forth right now between English and Kalisto. Oh! Ow. Shot to the jaw. Kalisto going to the top rope. This could be trouble. Whoa! Taking down Aiden English.
I truly believe either one of these teams would be a huge opponent for the Ascension.
Off the tag. In comes Sin Cara. Oh, man. Great teamwork. Look at this. Oh! Flipping into the attack there. Here's the cover. Hook to the leg and a kick out.
It's like they share the same brain.
Well, we always talk about how the Ascension's championship reign now at 337 days. They are the longest reigning champions of any kind in NXT's history.
Nation of domination.
Now Sin Cara taking down Simon Gotch. Gotch into this match for the first time. Look at this. Oh, the strongman sent for a ride.
It looks so strong now.
Oh, Sin Cara. Oh, man, caught on the top rope. Taking a nasty fall outside the ring. Now the Vaudevillains looking to capitalize on this situation. Sin Cara should be favoring that injured leg there.
Gotch is like a regular Clark Gable.
Now Gotch into the cover and a kick out. This all to become the #1 contender to the NXT Tag Team Champions. Aiden English off the tag, back into this match.
Here we go,
Look at
setting him
this.
up.
Oh, the net breaker. Uppercut into a neck breaker, the cover, and a kick out. Sin Cara, the veteran, staying in this.
We are 1 week away from NXT TakeOver. There's so much pressure on both of these teams right now.
Well, it's just smart from Aiden English. We've said it before. You want to somehow get the advantage over Sin Cara and Kalisto. You slow them down and you ground them.
We speculated for a few weeks what it would take for the Vaudevillains to shut down a team like Sin Cara and Kalisto. We're seeing it here tonight. Now Aiden English hanging up Sin Cara in the corner. Oh. Byron, what do you think it would take for the Vaudevillains to defeat the Ascension? Whoa, wait a minute, shoulder first into the bottom post.
Let's not get carried away here, okay? You got two teams competing for
Sin
that
Cara,
chance.
crossbody takes down Aiden English.
There's the Vaudevillains, there's Sin Cara and Kalisto. One of these two teams, they can't be thinking about Ascension right now. You got to get over this hump, and this is a huge hump tonight.
Crucial moment here in this match. The tag to Kalisto, Aiden English. The tag to Simon Gotch. Off the second rope, takes down Gotch.
Here comes the human pinball.
Whoa, Gotch sent for a ride. Oh, taking out the left leg of the strongman.
Kalisto's looking to clean house.
Face first into the mat. Kalisto, this could do it right here. Hook to the leg, and English saved it.
As it all starts to
Sin
break
Cara,
down.
Kalisto.
Donnybrook.
Watch Sin Cara.
Oh, takes out Aiden English. Which of these teams is going to go on to become the #1 contenders to the Ascension? Kalisto trying to answer that question right now.
This is where Kalisto's at his best.
Whoop. Uh-oh, Simon Gotch. Simon Gotch catching Kalisto. Kalisto slipping out of it. Look at this. Salida del Sol, the sunrise. Here's the tag to Sin Cara, shades of what we saw 2 weeks ago. Look at this teamwork. Kalisto takes down English. What a senton from Sin Cara. Sin Cara the cover on Gotch, and Sin Cara and Kalisto are going to take over.
Oh, now we know.
You look happy.
Now, because I know this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a great match. 1 week from tonight. Ascension, those are your two challengers.
Let's take a look back here to the closing moments of this match after the Salida del Sol. Here's the tag to Sin Cara. Watch Kalisto onto the steel, takes down Aiden English, but meanwhile back in the ring, Sin Cara, look at all the space he had to cover. Sin Cara with the cover and gets the victory against Simon Gotch. And there you have it, Sin Cara and Kalisto, the new #1 contenders to the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Hard fought win.
The card is
Oh,
laid out.
wait. Oh,
no.
Oh, yeah. Here come the gatekeepers.
The Ascension have dominated the NXT Tag Team picture for nearly a year. We will find out who will come out the NXT Tag Team Champions as the Ascension meet Sin Cara and Kalisto next week at NXT TakeOver.